I don't know. God's been doing a whole lot of moving, a whole lot of shifting things around, a whole lot of fucking making me remember things prophesied that were spoken. Like, there's a whole lot of things that are happening. If you are someone who is like me, then you may be getting this right now too. My tarot cards are even speaking to me differently. The energy is different. And I was thinking a minute ago, I was sitting here, and every single time I try to like reflect on a card, it don't come out. But it comes to me like the card, I keep seeing the Eight of Cups. And if you look at the Eight of Cups card in your tarot deck, you'll see the direction in which the individual is walking is away. The away is to the right, right? And then I look at the Six of Wands, that's to the right. Then there's this something with how, if you look at your Ace of Cups, the hand is coming in, and if you're walking away, it's coming in at the right. There's something here um, with like direction as well. Some of you guys, this is letting you know you're walking in the right direction. You're going the right way. There's definitely something here about someone's confirmation on their path. Before I got on here too, enlightenment is such a gift. And this is why I say that for those people who are, that's why you are a gift. To be able to spread that, to be able to share that, to be able to hold all of that. You are some of the people who may have thought that, your gifts at one point or another were curses. They say the most gifted go through this thing in life where trying to learn their gifts and use them, and, it takes time, right? Temperance card. But I'm getting this energy here of judgment, Six of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles. And I didn't see money in this Ten of Pentacles. I didn't see that. What I saw was this is generational. And we talk about every generation has a chosen one in it. And for you guys who are that chosen one in your bloodline, this generation, whatever this lifetime, Ten of Pentacles talks about inheritance. The Ten of Pentacles also talks about, your spiritual team. Um, you know, literally your spiritual inheritance. I don't know what else to say. This talks about like something that was set up for you long before now. Usually an inheritance is set up before, right? So, spiritually speaking, what's happening right now for a lot of you guys is the judgment that you were guided to call on certain situations, um, and you seeing the victory of those situations or in that judgment or around those situations. There's something here that God is highlighting about your gifts. Okay, for those of you who use your gifts to uplift others, to help others, to guide others, to, whatever you were given these gifts to use them for, that's, I don't need to know. You're making the right judgment calls with them. And this is the thing about this separation. Why were you the one that was spiritually attacked by these witches and these warlocks and these covens and these not so secret societies? Why were there people that you had never met that had known so much about you? Why was there such a concerted effort on stopping you, but making you feel like you're no one to even be worried about? Like, why you? You were the one that was called. You were called to this position. Now, what is this position? You were called to the position to lead, right? In order to lead, you had to be brought out from amongst those that wanted to control the narrative. You're a leader in your own right. You were born this way. So when God was telling us all about like us chosen ones, is what I'm saying, us. When he was trying to pull us out of situations, Eight of Cups. Remember, there's seasons. I don't know if you guys are catching on to this. If you're going with the flow, you may be. There are seasons when it's Six of Swords. There's seasons when it's Five of Wands. There's seasons when it's Eight of Cups. There's seasons where all you're doing is walking away. Seasons where all you're doing is receiving. Seasons where all you're doing may feel like, all you're doing, you may be going through chaos. And this is because this is your journey. And what's crazy about this separation is a lot of you guys dealt with separation. A lot of you guys dealt with isolation. A lot of you guys dealt with these things in the physical, right? And spiritually, what this separation God was doing was trying to show you something in your physical. And if you tapped in, this is why a lot of you guys are becoming more and more enlightened. It's because the separation is not about, you know, who's dark and who's light. It's not about pointing fingers. The separation is here because God says there's already a fucking divide. It's already been separated. Y'all didn't come into this world and separate shit. The separation is here because, as we know, there are two sides of the spectrum, right? For the scales to be balanced, we must understand there is dark and there is light. Now, here is the thing: why were you guys told to be the bigger person? Why were you guys told to continue to walk in the light? Why were you guys told to harness love and light? Why were you guys told this and then the people that were attacking you were able to think you were weak? Because you promote love, because you promote peace, because you promote harmony, because you promote healing, right? You guys were looked at as nothing to be worried about, you know. Oh, you don't really know what's going on. Like, you don't really know. You don't, like, some of you guys were looked at like spiritually, these people that were doing these things to you, they have years and years of experience doing these things to you. And again, this is generational. So grandmothers taught, you know, the mothers, and then the mothers taught the daughters how to negatively impact lives spiritually. You know this if you know this. Just like a lot of you guys who are chosen, you grew up in families that you have grown to learn are very dark. Practice, you know, dark spirituality, things like this. And you're like, damn, I had no idea, but I always felt like they were, you know, God was bringing you into a knowing of self and why you were so different. And these very same differences that people try to use against you are the mere representation of why God was using you. Because when I said years ago that God was doing something and he was separating, right? He wasn't separating naturally, he wasn't separating people, he was separating the spirit of people. He was first off removing you, telling you to walk away from what no longer serves you, right? Because the more you ascend, the clearer you're able to see the darkness. When you're in darkness, you don't know how much darkness because darkness is darkness. But as you get more into your higher self, you're able to see the darkness you are in more clearly. So you naturally walk away. That ain't for me. That shit was crazy. That's where a lot of y'all are at. Like, I can't fucking believe I done dealt with, I done been through, I done seen, I done, yeah. It's nothing like what you're living right now. It's nothing like what you feel right now. It's nothing like what you see right now. You have grown. You can say you closed out many cycles. You and I both know this. But here, this is where we get biblical with this separation. This is where we get biblical with this separation. You remember in the Bible, and I don't know it from front to back, so that's why I don't quote what I don't know. But I will say in the Bible, and if you want to look, you can find it, it's in there. Shit. Um, in the Bible where God talks about, you know, towards, you know, the end of. Now, when we talk about that, that's not like the whole world is over. What that means is this whole energy of what we've been talking about and preparing people for, and you know, as messengers, asking them to make the proper judgment calls, to make the right choices, to choose better paths. It's because there's going to be a complete shift. There already has been. There is a complete divide. You got, you know, the light over here that have been awakened, that God has been forcing enlightenment upon. And then we still have this other side that's still trying to attack those beings who are now fully in their power. If you're fully in your light, you have fully harnessed the darkness. So it's kind of like when we ascend as God has called us to, this is why he calls us to call others. And people have choices. Free will is a choice. We're not out here making people choose better situations and scenarios, but we can throw a seed out there and be like, yo, plant this, water this, nurture this, fucking, you know, pay attention to what's happening. Because with this separation that God was doing, like he said towards the end of that old world, if you want to call it, because we already in the new one, it's already been created. That's what many of us who are deep, deep in this spirituality have been on the forefront doing, building, right? And we building based off of downloads, and then we give them to y'all. So y'all know something. God is doing something. God is making a way somehow for, what they call the righteous to be able to live the way they should be living. And this separation that was in the Bible spoke on the false prophet at this time as well, talked about the witches and the warlocks, talked about all of those practices and all of those false idols and all of that dark spirituality that has been at the forefront for so long. It was time for it to be demolished. And in this demolishing of that, well, I guess we can call it an empire, right? Rises the true chosen ones who were always in the light amongst the dark, who were those ones that people looked at and ridiculed and laughed at and thought was stupid because they were following a God they could not see, because they truly believed they were chosen for greatness, because they truly felt they were here to build God's kingdom. Now, we had an empire of darkness, we have a kingdom of God's chosen, anointed, enlightened. When I say a kingdom of light, that's what that is. A new generation, a new group of people that fought up against an old principality and were able to watch it fall. This is the separation that God was talking about. And as many people ascend, right? This is why there's always messages to give. It's always each one teach one. I'm realizing it's not about people that play with baneful, dark shit. It's the spirit within them. So if I can disconnect myself from the spirit of that individual, what they do spiritually can't really bother me. I know there's all types of shit going on. I don't feel shit. Nothing. That's no lie. I don't feel nothing that's being done, but I know it's happening. And a lot of you guys are like this too. You have become the embodiment of the word. Like, this is far beyond, you know, surface level understanding. God spoke about everything that's happening, or it was prophecy to us. And what's happening right now for a lot of you chosen ones is you coming into your place. And I always say, you're going to find your place in the world. Like, you found your place in the old way in which the world was working, right? You had to, as someone would say, adapt to what was going on. This was your reality. But all that work that you did, all that healing that you did, all that spiritual seeing that you did, all that listening that you did, all that, reflection, soul searching that you did. It's like in this new experience that a lot of you guys are already in, there's something here that, let me show you these cards. I don't want that on. All right, let me see. You guys it was like this whole situation was always about your calling. And like I said, with this 10 of Pentacles, like, this is your spiritual family. That's the bloodline. That's the ancestors. I love, I just love how tarot can be depicted so friggin' beautifully. And it was like your calling, right? When it comes to this bloodline, and you guys being and receiving and feeling and getting all of the accolades. There's something here about you guys getting accolades, and this might just be spiritually, but this is also spiritually, like, as above, so below. And this is why a lot of you guys with that energy of, being that guide, being that leader, like, you knew what time it was. This is also the card of prophecy. You knew that what was being given to you spiritually as a judgment call was going to manifest physically. You knew that there were collectives of people. Some of you guys, this goes to family. Some of you guys, you were the ones to wake up family members to walk out of that dark principality. And this is what I said before when it came to that Hierophant energy. This, oh wow, and it's actually here. Wow. This goes to that Hierophant energy. This goes to, like I said, God moving. This is divine. This is God's intervention. Fuck divine intervention. This is God intervention. God intervening. God crumbling. Like, the Hierophants, organizations, businesses, conglomerates, like, there's a whole lot of things God's doing right now, but it's for the good. See, it's for the good of those who what? Because God did speak about this. And I think a lot of people didn't understand what was happening. But you chosen ones, if you look back at all the separations that you've had to go through and you get to the core of that, you're going to see what God was actually trying to separate. It wasn't you from people. But when you're a leader and when you're called to the forefront and when God calls you to make a difference and a change and be the physical embodiment of justice, because some of you guys, you are justice personified, then this means that you have to be set apart. You will see what's to come. You will foresee towers. You will have the word of God over you, in you, through you. It will be moving you. This is because you're being used. You're a vessel for something very, very divine, but very, very big. A lot of you guys have been being taught what these towers to come were. And a lot of you guys, this is why you were being called in the spirit to give messages of prophecy. You know the urgency of what God is saying. And so when a lot of you guys were being put up here to be spiritual guides, spiritual teachers, you were being called, like my index card says, to break down um, dark principalities. And this is why some of you guys, you always speak on or you pick up on spiritual, like the magic side of spirituality a lot. Some people don't. Some people, that's not their calling. Everybody want to think everything's about magic, but it's not. I'm picking up on someone who truly your calling has been to battle magic. And the thing with that is, for those of you guys who have been teachers out here and you've been speaking and you've had organizations or covens or secret societies or whatever listening to you, trying to do shit to you, the thing that's so crazy here is you was never trying to come in here and blow up their shit. What you was trying to do was come in here and give them a warning, like, listen, y'all been doing this, like I said the other day, the Hierophant energy, you guys were coming to teach these people too. See, these people thought you were competition. When we talk about this competition energy, no one really knows who's competing with who. This is why you got to take what resonates. Everything ain't about love. Everything ain't about a karmic. Everything ain't about. These messages all run together. Now, for some of you guys, you are being called to be the hermit to guide these types of individuals out of the things that they were used to. Even God was giving these witches and warlocks and false prophets and all that other shit. He was even giving those individuals a way out through us. And what have they tried to do? You see, it's like this has been in the making for years. I've been doing this and picking up on this energy a good almost 8 years now. This ain't something that just happened overnight. Chosen ones, there's a lot changing right now. And you're going to see it in your physical reality, is what God is saying. Okay? And God is telling me, like, something with this energy. When I saw the Hierophant, I got the Queen of Wands in reverse with the Page of Swords. Like I said before, these dark principalities, these witches who are false prophets, these people that call themselves these people that really dabble in magic and play with it, that watch you. These people right here are going to have a terrible, terrible, terrible coming to God moment, because God had said something many, many times about this, about these warnings. And God is also saying that you guys, earth angels out here who have continued to, transmute this energy and stay balanced. And, there's a coming together now. After separation is union. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is new energy. These are new people, new soul family, tribe members. You earth angels have gone through and experienced a lot. You've healed a lot. You've brought a lot of people together. And I feel like the divine is shining on these connections now, that you have angelic protection around any new friendships or, work partnerships or there's divine protection in your life, in your situation. The divine is really working very, very hard on bringing you chosen ones happiness that may have been lacking for so long because of the things that you had to do. Your spiritual boot camp, your spiritual work, your spiritual understanding of self, your enlightenment. Some of you guys started to really understand and be like, yo, if it's taken, like, it really is truly like If it doesn't make you happy, don't do it. If it does, keep going. Like, this is literally like the life that God is trying to get a lot of us to live in. It really takes away from the worry. It really takes away from the stress. It's like, why the fuck are we trying to do things that don't make us happy anyways? That sounds ass backwards, right? And so now it's also about like separating like false ideologies and, things that we were taught to believe in, and, all the different manipulations and gaslight tactics that we for so long have survived on. Everything, if you think about it, is, I don't mean, a spell. You can pray to anything and get anything. But what does that thing have? What is that thing attached to? What is that thing actually there for? And for a lot of you guys, prayer. When we talk about manifestation, people want to say, oh, they're dark. No, that not prayer? We're asking for something to receive. When we manifest, we're still praying to God. I mean, I am. I don't know about other people, but when I say prayer and manifestation, talking to God, it's all the same thing. This is the thing. You can be, hand quote, blessed by anything that you pray to. And this was a lot of y'all's choice, to walk in the light, to be the light, to hold the light. How many times have y'all been so attacked that you just want to send a return to sender? And God's like, confirmation. And God's like, no, my child, don't do it. No, my child, don't worry, I got it. No, my child, they already know, touch not my anointed. It's this type of energy where you didn't have to do those things. It's because you naturally had the ability and the capability and the spiritual authority, regardless of what was done. There's something in you that makes you different. And I don't know what this is. It's just in you. It's in you. Ten of Pentacles. This is DNA. Like, there's something in you. You're just different. Yeah. Highlighting here your strength, highlighting here your willpower, highlighting here your spiritual power. I heard prowess. There's something here. Yeah. This is definitely someone who is a prophetess or a prophet. You clearly give messages. Page of Wands is a messenger. It's a message of confirmation. Yeah, so I'm definitely speaking to people who foresee and speak. A lot of you guys have told people what was happening, what was going to happen, that they should move to calmer times. The option has always been here. So I don't know what this actually means, but like I said, God is revealing a lot right now to you chosen ones and to those people who are now seeing the missed opportunity for real. Because this is what this actually is. The missed opportunity is the participation in this energy that you guys are in rightfully. Does that make sense? These people that chose what they chose cannot stand with you in this energy, this next season that you're about to be in. They cannot receive the blessings and this is also why God did a lot of separating. Because a lot of you guys, like I said years ago, you could not be blessed with the certain energies that were trying to attach to you. And God had to, if that meant you was isolated and you was alone for a season, and sometimes God does things for reasons we don't know in the moment. But when we look ahead to the future, when we actually get to that future that God said that we would see something at, then confirmation. Damn it. I'm not going to keep saying it. Confirmation. But we get the confirmation. I think we just got that confirmation. This is for those of you guys who have used your gifts for good, that have been trying to build something here. You've been using your gifts to build something, to build a firm foundation, a solid new beginning. And this is why I say this beginning, people be thinking everything is about you. But chosen one, you have the highest good of all concerned on your mind constantly. God tells you what to build and you build it. The Four of Wands with the Ace of Wands is the Five of Wands. So y'all may have been dealing with a lot of bullshit and chaos in your building process, but something still got built, right? That goes to your determination and your willpower. God didn't say it would be easy, but he said that you would have all the tools. Yeah. This for the empresses out here who've been holding this vision, okay? Who've literally been out here holding the vision. The Three of Wands is also the card of foresight. They say the Three of Wands is seeing your ships coming in. Divine Feminine, you're seeing a lot right now. All right. Yes. Can't make this shit up. Seeing the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Definitely a feminine energy here. You've gone from the Page of Pentacles. You've gone from someone who didn't know how to actualize and use these divine gifts that you had to the Queen of Pentacles. You've gone through much to get to the Queen of Pentacles. You've gone through much to go from the Page of Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles, it looks like you're receiving something, right? If you look at your Page of Pentacles, it's up, like something is being handed to you or being given to you. The Queen of Pentacles, it's now in your lap. Like, this is something here with, like, I don't know, you're like a fucking generator of fucking good energy. I don't, there's, it goes deeper than that, but that's also you being the tangible embodiment of the pentacle energy. If that makes sense, you get it. Nine of Swords is in reverse here. There's nothing for y'all to be worried about. Illumination is here. Some of you guys, you might be going through a lot of these moments of seeing the darkness very clearly, and that might cause some anxiety because it's like when those inner demons be trying to battle what has already been exposed about them. We all have our own demons. I ain't trying to hear that shit. We all have them. So for those of you guys who have slayed your own, this is like every new level. You know how they say a new level, new devil? Every new level of ascension for you, it's like your own darkness, your own shadow be sometimes trying to fight with the light that you are now carrying. And eventually it just what? Figures that it can't win. So yeah, this is an inner thing right now that you're experiencing, and it'll pass. Because what? The light always outshines darkness. No matter how long darkness wants to be in darkness, when there's some light around it, it won't be anymore. So yeah, definitely a message here about all the separations you've gone through, spiritually and physically. A lot of you guys, a lot of this is also too people thinking that they've been doing all this spiritual work to separate things from you. You know, like blocking your roads and crossing this and hexing this and separating you from your twin and all this fuck shit that they've been doing. And how God has really been using all of that for your advancement, for your learning. You got more tools under your tool belt, you know, you're more aware, you're more discerning, and it really pretty much everything that people were trying to separate you from, God only used those experiences to show you how more balance was being brought because of said thing. Whatever it is that these people wanted to take from you so bad or keep you from so bad, God is saying what is meant for you to have from that situation, you will still have. Just minus the things you don't need. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? People kind of did you a favor because you lean not on your own understanding. The understanding of God is fucking wild. I don't fucking understand half the shit, but I go with what God says and I move accordingly. And I give you the messages that God wants you to have so that you too can do the same and set yourself free and be able to live in a fucking world where you can listen to yourself and your emotions in your heart. Because see, God has been working on the hearts of all involved for a long time. We had to clear out as women so many cycles of, you know, fucking neglect, abuse, hurt, fucking negativity, you know, control, domination, and all types of shit. And it's been a very hard road closing out these cycles and trusting ourselves to be safe enough to love ourselves and be ourselves and listen to our hearts and let it be what it is. The heart is a powerful vessel of change. And once the heart is blocked, you know, you know how that goes. You've been there. But a lot of you guys, this was the cycle of you tapping into the things that hurt and closing out all of that hurt and that pain, and being able to live in a space where what you want is naturally mirrored back to you. What you love is naturally seen by you. You understand? The world with the Queen of Cups. You're getting so much love right now. And it's because, like I said before, you illuminated the darkness for yourself. When you were called out from amongst whatever situation, when you were called out, Eight of Cups, from amongst that energy, what you actually did was manifest out of darkness. You weren't in the light when you was manifesting all this shit. You was in pure hell. You was going through your hottest time ever. Don't you understand what God is saying? You were separated. You were alone. You were listening to a voice that was guiding you forward. And all you did was have faith. God, I ain't got no friends right now, but I guess it's your will. I don't have a relationship right now, but I guess it's your will. I'm going to keep on moving forward. I'm going to get myself out of this situation. And that's why I say, when I tell you guys the Eight of Cups will naturally lead to the Ace of Pentacles. I said eight, but the eight is mastery. But when I say that you guys will walk the Eight of Cups into the Ace of Pentacles, that's truly what it means. God's never guiding us away from something if he's not going to give us something better. And that's the truth. And that's what a lot of y'all are learning. So what you guys need to know about this Ace of Swords and this Ace of Pentacles, okay? Whatever this is for you, this is God telling you the truth about this new beginning, your new beginning, something in your beginning, something you're experiencing now, a new experience you're having, a new gift that's opening up to you. A lot of you guys, there's a lot of things happening. There's many different ones of us. All right? But lately when I've been seeing this world card, all I've been seeing is the universe is reflecting back what it truly is. And you don't get what you want. You get what you are. You get what you work for. The universe literally is saying in this energy, like, I can see your heart. And the thing, like I said years ago, once again, with this world card, this is God's universe, correct? So it's kind of like we do all this spiritual work. And God tells the universe, listen, reflect back to my chosen one, all their hard work, all their effort. Let them see in their world that I am real, that I said this, that this is happening, that change is coming, this and this and that. And then the universe is going to go by God's command, not man's. And the universe is going to show up and show out. And this comes in ways of, people showing up in your life that you could never have fucking imagined, you just thought of. This goes to, like, you receiving blessings just because your name is marked for it. Because God said, my child, let's just say, give me a name. I need something random. Emily. There we go. Give Emily what she needs. The universe knows who the fuck Emily is. The universe, like, oh, right there, down there, that one type energy. This is someone learning how blessings come to them. This is someone learning how blessings come to them. Yeah. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes for a motherfucker to receive their blessing. And the separation here was a lot of motherfuckers behind the scenes, okay, trying to manipulate certain outcomes for you not to receive something, for you to not get this clarity. Look at this. In all actuality, Ten of Swords with the Three of Pentacles. That's a group effort. Look up the Ten of Swords and read its definition. That's a group effort to cause the Ten of Swords. That person don't look like they up and happy, do they? Okay. But your intuition, man. Your intuition, chosen one. That's why I'm saying that gift of discernment is crazy. And you do have people watching you. You feel it. You feel it. You got people watching you to learn things. So keep teaching righteously. To the chosen high priestesses and prophets and prophetesses out here, keep teaching with authority, integrity, morals, values, ethics. Keep all that intact, because you will always have people watching, gathering information. You're the one to come to. You're the high priestess. Stop being paranoid about who you are, God said. Your separation is your blessing. And I'm Queen of Pentacles. Your separation is your blessing. This is a confirmation for someone who has been coming up in the Queen of Pentacles energy. This is your confirmation. You are this high priestess that I'm talking about. You don't have to be a Capricorn or a Pisces. You're a true creator. You're a true manifester. And I want to tell you thank you as well for using your gifts the right way. For using your gifts the right way and showing people truly how to manifest. And yes, a lot of people have crossed over. The Six of Swords is transition. Okay? The Death card is a rebirth. So a lot of people that were in that dark energy, that were kept, generationally into the dark shit they was doing. Well, I mean, some people learned some lessons and they stopped. Not everybody stayed on that side. Some people said, oh shit, wow, I can do this and get better results. I can just be a better person. I can just, I don't have to do this to get that. Because think about it, these people have been practicing what they practice forever. And they came up against the chosen one and they learned something. And some people have turned to God, and some people have stopped practicing witchcraft and sorcery and all those things. And these people are the people as well who are getting new beginnings and blessings. You see, it's not just us. We're here for many, many people. And that's why, for a lot of you guys, this fear that you had to let go of, you had to let go of it. Somebody out here, you were living with fear. And not that it was fear of the unknown, but you were living in fear of living in your true, authentic nature. I feel like that's done. A lot of you guys are ascending way beyond this fuckery, right? The Chariot tells me that you are ascending, or you are gaining spiritual enlightenment that you've been looking for, or that was destined to come towards you after you release some type of fucking stronghold. And you stopped worrying about the karma for the enemies, whoever you are, and realized, because I had to go through this too, that vengeance is God's. Vengeance is God's. You are the living embodiment of the divine creation. You are the spark of divinity. You are the tangible manifestation of God's word. You are the light in the dark. You have overcome spiritual warfare. You wear that as a badge of honor. That's what God says. And this was your path, chosen one, to heal. To see the things that, you see the Three of Swords, you're looking at the pain. You've had to look at some shit and heal some shit. You've had to. You were called to. And in all this healing and all this rebirthing, why the fuck not? You're the gift. And as long as you stay the gift, you will be able to gift others. That's it. This is why maybe spiritually they tried to steal your gift, because they wanted to steal your gift and hoard your gift and not share the gift. But God gave you the gift because God knew that you would share it. The gift is not yours. The gift is a gift. It has been given to you. I don't know if you get it, you get it. You have these gifts for a reason. You have these gifts for a reason. And whoever you are, you're no longer soul searching about anything. This is why I feel like you're already in that new world energy. You're already understanding what God told you about the future, and you're seeing it. Everybody sees it at different times. God is... I just heard God is a light in a too often dark world. That's what I just heard. So that's what someone's saying. Yeah, pretty much. Wow. Okay. Okay. The world is here. You're being supported by many, many different things right now. I don't even know, and I don't care to get into it. But all these separations have only caused you to see the truth, you to get the messages and the downloads. And these were really teacher-student moments. These were really teacher-student moments. Hierophant is teacher-student moments with the Ace of Swords. That's God giving you clarity. With this Page of Wands, Prophet, you get the truth from God directly. God hand delivers you the truth, and you're called to share it. And whether or not people listen, whether or not you come off in the Knight of Cups or the Queen of Swords, it does not matter. You have the gift of enlightenment, of spiritual evolution, and keep passing that on. Love y'all.